You've been asking for this one, and I'm glad you did, because Turn the Page is a perfect song for older beginner guitarists. I featured it in my Fingerpicking for Older Hands, and I've been asked to expand on it. Turn the Page is moody, iconic, and the lyrics pull you right in. It's from the 1976 Bob Seger album, Live Bullet, something I listened to over and over as an 11-year-old. In fact, it was my first LP. Today, I'll walk you through a simple fingerpicking intro and first verse, show you how to strum the second verse, and even talk about those diamond chords, what they are, and how to use them in the third verse. All just using a few easy chords, and yes, lyrics with chords are in the description if you want to follow along. Hi, I'm Barry Clevenger, and if you're new here, I help older beginners learn real songs, build confidence, and enjoy learning the guitar. Whether you're just getting started or picking it back up after years away, you're in the right place. So today we're working with 4 chords: the E minor, the D, the A, and C. If you've played with me before in this older beginner series, these should feel familiar, but let's do a quick recap. Today I'll be using my E minor, using my first and second finger, but feel free to use second and third. Sounds the same. Whichever way you learned it is great with me. Then we have a D chord, this little triangle shape. And most of you know I use a cross finger A usually when I'm strumming. This 2, 1, 3. But if you already use the 1, 2, 3, that's fine. Or the 2, 3, 4, again, that's fine. But I'll probably use my cross finger A. And it helps me get to the C chord because I have a common middle finger when I move to C. So those 4 chords. So now let's take a look at this chord chart. Okay, you can see I divided it up into the sax solo when he plays his do-do, do-do-do. And those chords of E minor also act as the interlude. Every time after the chorus, it goes to the interlude where the saxophone again plays his moody solo of do-do, do-do-do. We just have E minors there. Okay, and then we have the verse. That verse section that I wrote, E minor, D, D, A, E minor, that always goes twice for the verse. And then, of course, we have the chorus. So first, let's learn how to fingerpick this intro or sax solo. The first verse we're going to fingerpick, and the first chorus. Now, we're only going to use our thumb and our index finger. And for every chord, our index finger is always going to be on that G. Okay, trying to move so you can see that. I'm always going to have my index on that G string. Okay, but I'm going to form the chords. So for instance, for an E minor, I'm going to go 6th string to 3rd string. Just back and forth. Now when I count it, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, another E minor. Okay, so thumb index count as 1 count. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. For a D chord, I form my D, but I play the 4th string with my thumb and still my index on the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for my A, I form that, but now my thumb rests on the 5th string. Again, my index still on the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we're going to play the A. When I go to C, my thumb still is on that 5th string for a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then E minor is just 6th to 3rd string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so looking at our chord chart here, we have 4 measures of E minor for the saxophone solo. We're just playing this E minor, doing our finger picking. Let's try that. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, do. Do, do. 2nd measure. Do, do. The 3rd measure. Do, do, do. Like that. Okay, so then we would continue on to our verse. We have E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now we go to our D. So thumb on the 4th string, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now you can see we go to the A, thumb on the 5th string, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, back to the E minor, thumb on the 6th string. And actually I kind of made a little mistake and my thumb hit a different string there when I was on the A, I believe. But that's one of the reasons why we hold that chord down, so that if our thumb does kind of bump another string, we're still good. Okay. I did have a question about that earlier. Now when we go to the chorus, I have a measure of D, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the E minor. So my thumb has to move between the 4th string for D, 3 to the E minor, 6th string. Back to a D again. And then we go to our A, 5th string. Okay, now we have C and D both share that measure. So there's 2 counts of C and 2 counts of D. So I play the C for 2 counts, 1, 2, to a D, 1, 2, and then always back to the interlude of E minor. Do, 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 2, 3, 4, like that. Hey, if you're enjoying this older beginner series, I'd love to have you join this channel. Just tap the subscribe button, it's free, and you'll always know when a new tutorial drops. And if you'd like an easy way to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Every little bit helps, and it helps in keeping this kind of content coming. Now let's turn the page. Okay, so after we finger pick the intro and the first verse and the second chorus, we should go to a strumming pattern. Now notice, since I've been finger picking, I don't have a pick in my hand. What I normally do in that situation is I just kind of make a loop with my index and my thumb and kind of pretend I have a pick, and I just strum, my hands nice and relaxed there. Okay, I strum like that. The strumming pattern that we're going to use will be a 1, 2, and 3, 4, or a down, down, up, down, down. We'll use that for the interlude, for the second verse, and for that chorus. So let's try that. We'll try it a little bit at that verse, okay? Here's 1, 2, the verse, go. E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 to the D chords, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then of course we go to the A. Just a nice simple strum, not too fast. Back to the E minor. 2 and 3, 4, or down, down, up, down, down. Now let's talk about something I often get asked. What does it mean when a chord just sits there? It's called a tie in notation, or in casual terms, a diamond chord. It means you let it ring for that whole measure. On guitar, it means you just strum once and then wait. So one of the verses of Turn the Page, we do that, and I'll show you what I mean. So when Bob Seger sings, later in the evening as you lie awake in bed, those are diamond chords, with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head. We're just holding it, strumming it once. Smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. So what I did is I played that verse, but instead of strumming both of the E minors, I just strummed an E minor once to take the place of those 2. And then I moved to the D, and then I moved to the A. Okay, just for that one verse. And then we go back to our strumming. So now that you've got these 3 tools under your belt, let's do our play and sing along with the lyrics on screen. So we're going to start off with our finger picking, and we can just kind of sing through that saxophone solo. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, 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 E minor. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Here's a verse. on along the lonesome highway east of Omaha, then goes to a D. You can listen to the engine moan it out, it's one note song. To an A, you can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night. To E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do. Gonna head to a D, riding 16 hours, and there's nothing much to do. You're gonna head to the A. You don't feel much like riding, you just wish the trip was through. To E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we move to a chorus. Say here I, D chord, on the road again. There I am, back to E minor, up on the stage. Here I go, playing an A chord again. Now the C, D split the measure. There I go, turn the page. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more measures of that. 2, 3. This will fit right along with the Bob Seger track. Now we strum. Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. To an A, pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Back to E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Most times you can't hear them talk, other times you can. On the D chord, cliches. Is that a woman or a man? Back to an A. You always seem outnumbered, you don't dare make a stand. Back to E minor, 3, 4, 1. To the chorus. Say here I am, on the road again. Back to D, there I am, up on the E minor. Here I go, to an A, playing star again. Now we split the measure with the C and the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. To E minor. Do do do, do 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 do. Here's a third verse. We keep strumming this part. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. To a D, every ounce of energy you try to give away. As the A, sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. To E minor. Now this is where we're going to go to those diamond chords. We're just going to hold the chords. Here we go. Later in the evening as you lie awake in bed. To a D with the echoes from the amplifier ringing in your head. To an A, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. To E minor. 1, 2, 3, do, do, do. We go to a chorus. Say here I am, on the road again. There I am, up on the E minor. Here I go, playing star again. There I go, to an E minor. Actually, we do the chorus again. Say here I am. He sings higher here. on the road again. There I back to D, back to the E minor on the stage. Here I go to an A, playing star again. Now we're gonna hold the C for a whole measure. There I go to a D for a whole measure. There I go. I didn't tell you about that. 3, do, 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 2, 3, and just let it ring. Thanks so much for playing along with me today. I hope this one brought back some memories. I'll see you in the next lesson. And if you're looking for another great older beginner song to learn, check out this video right here.